before we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and it's a little bit late. Normally, the DC solicitations come out about a week before Marvel, but this month for June, they came out a couple of days after. A little bit strange, but we've got the full lineup of DC Comics. We've got the Batman Fortnite crossover thing, a lot of reprints for Pride Month, as well as a couple of new issues, and some other stuff to talk about. Not nearly as event-heavy as Marvel Comics, but DC certainly got some things to talk about as well. So without further ado, let's get right into these DC Comics and start talking about what you can expect in June 2021. And I am looking at these on the CBR DC Solicitations post that came out a couple of days ago. First up, we've got this Batman Fortnite 0 Point comic book that's coming out, written by just Christos Gage. It's also going to be consultant Donald Mustard, and they're putting a lot of emphasis on this, which I find surprising because when I made this video, everyone was like, "No one plays Fortnite anymore. Everybody plays Minecraft and things of that nature." Don't know why they're putting this much emphasis on Fortnite, but obviously DC sees this as a moneymaker. Although from what I've heard, the Marvel Fortnite crossover was not an altogether successful endeavor. We'll see if DC Comics gets it right. Obviously, they are leading the way with Batman, and I'm not going to go through these solicits. That's way too long, but it's $5. Issue number 2. This is a pretty decent cover. Yeah, I guess that's that Mustard fella did that one. $5. This one's the one that if I was going to read one of these, it would be this one because it's the Snake Eyes Batman crossover. Snake Eyes is one of my absolute favorite characters. So is Batman. That's a good one. I don't know. I almost like this one better. It looks like he's about to cut Batman's head off. But these are both pretty good covers. That one's good too. And this one's in. Not only is it all caps, it's all bolded. Wow. They must be putting some emphasis on that one. Then we got issue number 4. So we're getting 5 of these in 6. 6 of these in June. All $5. Shocking. It will not be a cheap thing if you want to get all the Batnight Fortnite 0 Point crossover. $30. So Infinite Frontier, this is the big summer event by Joshua Williamson and Xermanico on art. This is going to be the book led by President Superman, Alan Scott. We got Roy Harper. That's got to be Barry Allen, part of Justice Incarnate. We got, was that Dr. Light, some other characters. $5. When our heroes saved the multiverse from Perpetua in Dark Knight's death metal, everything was put back where it belonged, and we do mean everything. All the damage from all the crises was undone, and heroes long thought gone returned from whatever exile they had been in. I imagine this will lead to the return of Alfred. Once they've juiced his death a little bit more, then they will bring him back so they can juice his return. Most of them, at least, Alan Scott, the Green Lantern from the Justice Society of America, has noticed some of his allies are still missing in action and has determined to find them. There are others, though, who would rather remain hidden than explain themselves, like Roy Harper, a.k.a. Arsenal, a man who should be dead but now is not. Plus, what does it all mean for the DCU's place in the multiverse? On opposite sides of a dimensional divide, both Barry Allen and President Superman ponder this question, not to mention the dark side of it all. Or a team of multiversal heroes called Justice Incarnate. There you go. We've also got an Infinite Frontiers Secret Files. $5. Yeah. We already talked about that. This one isn't $5. It's $10. 80 pages. A bunch of short stories. Good to see Inaki Miranda getting some work in here. The Miranda brothers had just a dynamite comic series called We Live on Free Comic Book Day. That's going to be one of the gold comics, like the featured ones. And I think people should hopefully jump on board of that one because that was awesome. So nice to see Inaki Miranda getting some work at DC Comics. Not really going to go back through this. You know, it's an 80-page, $10 comic book that I ain't reading. This is the next big Tom King book. This one isn't going to be Black Label. It's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. What a beautiful blank cover. I've already done a video on this. I'm not going to go into that. Whistle, a new Gotham City hero. This appears to be one of those YA graphic novels, I imagine. There's no cover, but I think this must be what it is, in the vein of Primer, a DC hero book that wasn't a DC hero that we knew before, but was actually, it's like the most successful YA graphic novel they've done because it was an original character written for that audience. I believe Whistle will likely be that as well. This is from New York Times bestselling author E. Lockhart and artist Manuel Pritano. Comes a new Gotham City superhero in this exciting YA graphic novel. Yeah, so I was right. So there you go. I guess that will do up. There's a big introduction on Pride and what this all means. And then we get all the DC Pride stuff. DC Pride #1, we talked about this one. This is going to be the big anthology. $10, 80 pages. Remember when 80-page comics were $8? Not anymore. They're $10, and that's not just DC Comics. That's Marvel, too. You have a lot of LGBTQ plus creators representing on DC Pride. We already talked about that one. Crush and Lobo. This is something that I might be interested in, but I'm not certain. If this is just about Crush and Lobo going through and beating people up while they argue, I'll probably read it. But if this is specifically about Pride, I'm not really interested. There you go. $5. Mariko Tamaki, $5. There you go. She's a hot name now that Dark Detective didn't suck. We shall see with Dark Detective Comics. And then it's a bunch of reprints. Poison Ivy Thorns. I'm pretty sure these are all reprints. It's a graphic novel. Truth and Justice. This is new. Issue number 5. Grace Ellis. $5. God. Batwoman Elegy. Greg Rucka. $20. Suicide Squad. Bad Blood. Tom Taylor. Bruno Redondo. Daniel Sampry. Juan Albarrán. $30 for the hardcover. Harley Quinn Breaking Glass. $17. You Brought Me the Ocean. Doesn't this look like a DC Comics cover? When you see this, doesn't that just scream DC Comics superheroes? It's like, no wonder there's brain confusion and no one wants to buy these unless they're original characters. Whatever. All right, let's get into the real comic books. Batman Reptilian. This is the new series that I will absolutely be reading. Don't know why they're doing a homage to Godzilla from, was that 98? Matthew Broderick, because that was such a bad movie. But Garth Ennis, Liam Sharp on a comic book together. Absolutely. Wish Liam Sharp was drawing this, but he is painting it. And it's $4. Garth Ennis loves this. So does Liam Sharp. Otherwise, they would be gouging us for $5. Batman, The Adventures Continue, Season 2. Badass. Paul Dini returning with Alan Burnett. Art by Ty Templeton. And this is basically a continuation of Batman, the Animated Series. We obviously got the first season already. Whew, $4 for an issue number 1. That's what I'm talking about. Gotham City is changing. After Mayor Hill is killed by a mysterious assailant, Batman finds himself tracking down an ancient order that's been buried under the streets of Gotham. The Court of Owls! The Court of Owls are coming into the animated universe. But what does this group have to gain from the death of Mayor Hill? And how can Deadman help the Dark Knight? Oh, Deadman. Boston Brand. That'll be strange. Checkmate, the sequel to Event Leviathan that nobody wanted. But I guess, if DC Comics paid top dollar, and we know that Brian Michael Bendis wrote this when he was still exclusive and had those prodigious page rates, I guess they had to publish it sometime. Ugh. I'm not reading that. Ooh, $4. Still not reading it. Sorry, Alex Maleev, your art's probably pretty good. Until Superman shows up, then whatever. Green Arrow 80th anniversary. Definitely going to check this one out. I've been reading most of the 80th anniversary 100-page super spectaculars. Now $10. A lot of great creators that have worked on Green Arrow. There's some notable omissions. Kevin Smith. I would say Chuck Dixon and others probably should be on here. But you are getting Jeff Lemire, Ben Percy, Mike Grell, Phil Huster. Where's Andy Diggle? I thought he was going to be on this one. Man, never mind. Okay, there is art by Andrea Sorrentino, so he will be illustrating the Jeff Lemire part. So that's good news. Otto Schmidt as well needs to be on there. So should be okay. For the last 8 decades, Green Arrow has been one of the premier and loudest characters in the DCU, always at the forefront of where the superhero genre is headed. This oversized anniversary issue follows in those footsteps as an all-star lineup of Green Arrow creators alongside some of the gifted creators of the modern era who have been inspired by Oliver Queen unite to pay tribute to the battling Bowman. See what the past, present, and future have in store for Oliver Queen, Black Canary, Connor Hawk, Arsenal, Red Arrow, Speedy, and more in this epic special. There you go. The Nice House on the Lake. This is James Tynan's, I believe, creator-owned work on DC Black Label with Alvaro Martinez Bueno, who I believe was illustrating his Justice League Dark, which was absolutely fantastic when he was illustrating it. So this is likely to look like $1 million. Now, the best work James Tynan's doing is not in Batman. It's actually in the Something is Killing the Children. So if this is in that vein, I'll absolutely be reading this and enjoying it. $4. Yes, James Tynan loves us. Everyone who was invited to the house knows Walter. Well, they know him a little anyway. Some met him in childhood. Some met him months ago. And Walter's always been a little off. But after the hardest years of their lives, nobody was going to turn down Walter's invitation to an astonishingly beautiful house in the woods overlooking an enormous sylvan lake. It's beautiful. It's opulent. It's private. So a week of putting up with Walter's weird little schemes and nicknames in exchange for the vacation of a lifetime. Why not? Well, not the most exciting solicitation ever. I'm going to check it out anyway. Action Comics. Philip Kennedy Johnson. We've already got an annual? He just started his run. Ugh, how annoying is that? $6. The Return of Future State's House of L. Okay, I'm going to read this because that had a lot of good stuff going for it. It was too short. It's time to head back to tomorrow as Superman's descendants face a threat from today. This special tale connects to World Rising as the actions of Clark Kent in the present reverberate, leaving lasting changes and a deadly threat for the House of L to reckon with. Well, there you go. Definitely going to read that one. So there must be 5 weeks in June if we're getting all these annuals. That's when you get annuals, is when you got a 5-week month. So we got Catwoman annual, Ram V, $6. Probably going to skip that one. Flash annual, Jeremy Adams, $6. $6. My goodness. All right, does this Teen Titans Academy annual? Why is this not an annual? This is an outrage. This is an outrage and a very boring generic cover. Man, that's too bad. I would have expected better from Rafa Sandoval. I'm going to imagine this wasn't his idea. Teen Academy, oh, it is an annual. Teen Titans Academy yearbook. It's an annual. Oh, God. These just started. Literally just started. That's pathetic. Wonder Woman black and gold. So we got Batman black and white, Superman red and blue, Wonder Woman black and gold. You might be overdoing it a bit. Might be overdoing it just a little bit. Now the format and the idea feels not special at all. Prestige format, $6. I have seen no creators in here that make me go, I must buy this. So that is a must. Insta skip. Injustice Year Zero. I have not been reading this. The hardcover. There you go. Wonder Woman, 80 Years of Amazon Warrior. So this must be for the 80th anniversary. What are we getting in this one? All-Star Comics 8, Sensation Comics 1, Comic Cavalcade number 11, Wonder Woman Volume 1, number 5, 78, 98. Okay. You know what? How much is this? Oh, that's, I was about to say $10. I'm buying it. It's $30 for 416 pages. I think that's actually a pretty decent deal for a hardcover. This is going on my list of things to look into. This is probably going to happen. DC Superhero Girls. Nope. Space Jam, A New Legacy. Nah. I don't know. Oh, Superman Action Comics. Here we go. Daniel Samperi, Philip Kennedy Johnson. World Rising, Part 3. As I've said in the past, Superman is going to Warworld. Superman in DC, in the DCU, is going to be John Kent in the not too distant future, as Clark Kent has essentially left. That is in your future. And Action Comics will be in Warworld. Superman will be Jonathan Kent on Earth. $5. American Vampire, 1976. I hope that people are enjoying that. Batman, backup story of Ghostmaker. Let me guess. So this one's crazy. It says it's $6, even though it's 40 pages. This has got to be wrong, right? That's got to be wrong. I think that's wrong. But maybe it is $6. If it is, that's gross. Mayor Nakano greenlights the magistrate pilot program for Gotham City. Wow, I wonder how it ends. Maybe just like it did in Future State. Batman the Detective, Instabuy. This one's going to be great. This is Batman's new sidekick. Henry Ducard is a man of mystery with a checkered past and a complicated existence. But what deep connection does he have with Bruce Wayne? What lesson did he teach the man who would become Batman? Can Batman use these lessons to save Ducard's life? Or will equilibrium strike again? I'm intrigued. Batman Urban Legends, as long as that Chip Zdarsky Red Hood story is going on this one. It's kind of generic, but I still love it. This one's a little bit better. I don't know. That one's kind of cool too. Good covers. Chip Zdarsky, Matthew Rosenberg. His grifter story is actually not bad, shockingly. $8. $8. The penultimate chapter of Grifter. So that's the second last issue of Grifter. As old wounds threaten to sabotage Batman and Red Hood's investigation in the teardrop drug turning Gotham City upside down, they run afoul of Gotham's coldest criminal, not oldest, Mr. Freeze, and the force behind the teardrops will be banking on the former dynamic duo's demise. We're also getting a Tim Drake story and a Luke Fox story. There you go. Batman Superman. It looks like we are going back to the Old West. This is so hokey, I just might have to read it. Saddle up, up and away. Absolutely. Okay. Gene Yang, you just found a place into my heart. I love that. Oh, man. Saddle up, up and away. I'm reading this. I'm already planning on, I know that I've already released the picture of they're changing what Superman represents in Batman Superman #1. Well, it's not #1. I think it's number 16. But it's the first issue with Gene Yang on it. I'm interested in this. I don't even need to read the solicit. That cover was enough. Catwoman 32. I really like Ram V. And I think he does a good job on Catwoman, but I don't love the series. I'm not sure that I'm going to be sticking around for this. But it's only $4. Challenge of the Super Sons. Definitely going to be getting the trade when it comes out, so I can read it with my son, Peter Tomasi, Jorge Corona, and Max Rayner. Crime Syndicate. I've heard this was really good. This is from Andy Schmidt. I believe he's been a long time editor at DC Comics, and he was one of the co-writers of the DC Generations Forge, Generation Shatter. I heard it's good, but I have not read it. I'm just not interested in Crime Syndicate. It's just not my thing. Batman Detective Comics. That's actually a pretty good cover. I like the tone change. It kind of feels like a classic comic book there. Victor Bogdanovich. Boom, baby. That's what I'm talking about. We knew that he had left Wolverine. He's going to be on Detective Comics. Way to bring him back. That is very smart. He's probably going to be on the backup story, but that's nice. Mariko Tamaki, John Ridley in the backup story, and Victor Bogdanovich, Dustin Wynn, Jonathan Glapion, Carl Mostert. $5. Public Enemy #1. Whatever. Victor Bogdanovich on a freaking Batman story is good. Whoa, double month on Detective Comics, and we've got Bogdanovich again. Nice. Oh, is this that must be a Lee Bermejo cover. Whose bulge is sitting over Batman? I'm not sure. March of the Penguin. Megan Fitzmartin. Don't know who you are. Far Sector. Is this the end? Is this the end of the road? It is the end of the road. #12. Maybe Jamal Campbell can go and illustrate good comics now. Future State Gotham. I didn't like, I'm not reading it, but Joshua Williamson's really good, but I just can't do it. Green Lantern #3. Behind Enemy Lines. This is a pretty good cover. I like that a lot, actually. I don't like that cover. I thought that Jeffrey Thorne said you don't expect much Teen Lantern and Far Sector Lady in my Green Lantern series. It looks like DC Comics disagrees. $5. Harley Quinn. I do not like Riley Rossmo. That is so ugly. Now we're talking. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to read that. Justice League. I'll read it, but I ain't going to enjoy it. This is a double month for Justice League, huh? We double shipping Justice League under Bendis. That's going to turn out well. Justice League Last Ride. Chip Zdarsky. Definitely going to be reading this one. Legends of the Dark Knight #2. This feels like a skipperoni to me. Derek Robertson. Man-Bat, really been enjoying this one. Dave Wilgoss. Mr. Miracle. Brandon Easton. We shall see. Nightwing, this one's been great. Kind of a generic cover, but I love it just because of the color scheme. Definitely going to be reading that one. I like this better than that. That looks like it's out of a bad video game. Yeah, there you go. Nightwing 81. Definitely going to be reading that one. DC Presents. Represent, my bad. I don't think anybody's reading those. Robin, definitely reading this one. Joshua Williamson. Gleb Melnikoff, the man that started 1,000 YouTube videos over some pretty innocuous comments. $4. Definitely going to read that one. Rorschach. I'm still waiting for something to happen. This is a weird cover because you got some lungs. There's some type of blood flow going through the house. He hasn't destroyed the character yet. Ruby Justice League, the series no one ever asked for and no one will read. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Number 110. Sensational Wonder Woman. They've got to get better creators on that series. Like, Wonder Woman deserves a better fate. Suicide Squad. Ooh, Red X. Who is that? Robbie Thompson. Superman. Wow, they really buried Superman this month. Yes, you can watch Jonathan Kent take the throne. $5. The End of One Who Fell. Superman Red and Blue. Mark Waid. Teen Titans Academy 4. So it's a double month for Teen Titans Academy 2. Who is Red X? That's the question. Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries. I'll be reading that with the little one. Sandman the Dreaming. The Flash. Man, that is a pathetic cover. Yeah, that one's better. Now we're talking. That's better. But I won't be reading The Flash under Jeremy Adams after what happened. The Joker, definitely on board the original story until they cross over and Punchline gets in there permanently, and then I'll be jumping off. Batman the Second Son. Did not enjoy Future State. Ooh, Swamp Thing. That's pretty okay. Now that's pretty nice. Wonder Girl. I'll probably read that one. I think Joelle Jones did a really good job on the Wonder Woman Future State stuff. Wonder Woman. Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad. Got to get better creators. Double Ship. There we go. We're in the trade paperbacks. That's the solicitations. Sorry, lost a little juice there at the end, but that was a long video. I wasn't expecting so many comics from DC. But as you can see, $5 is the name of the day. And we're getting a bunch of annuals for series that just started. Interesting concept. But I am going to do the House of L thing because despite not liking Future State, I thought that looked pretty good. So there you go. That's your DC comic solicitations for June 2021.